Yo, it's your boy Straight Boss OB from Straight Smoke Gaming. We got the whole squad here together along with our good friend and channel helper Poet. And we're going to be testing out the vehicles and letting you know which vehicle is a must-have from the contract DLC that just dropped about a week and a half ago. Now, when we say must-have vehicle, we're talking non-weaponized vehicles, guys, okay? I know some of these vehicles can be modded to, be defensive or offensive. We're talking speed, we're talking handling, we're talking brakes, we're talking, the basics, a true car guy or gal want, okay? Not talking about weaponized vehicles. That's a different video, as that's an entirely different subject, okay? So, with that being said, we're going to start with the first five, as we only have five of us here. So, we got Haas and the Buffalo, which turns out to be a really good muscle car. Really good muscle car. We got our friend Poet here in the Jubilee. I have the Ignis. We got Orb Smoke here in the Astron, which happens to be the cheapest car. And he's broke, so of course he gets the cheapest one. And we have Jake Cut in the Lampanati. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, very similar to like what we do on the channel with yay or nays, we always test the speed and straightaway speed. We're down here at the airport. We're pretty much going to, I don't know, somewhere around that point. We should definitely know by that far which car is looking to be the fastest. So, here we go. And we're off. And let's see here. Jubilee's falling back pretty easily. You can see there, the Buffalo over there, Haas and the Buffalo, initially led the race. But the Ignis does eventually pass it. But you can see there, he's not too far behind me. So hats off to the Buffalo. Buffalo looks pretty good. The Ignis does have more speed. There goes Orb Smoke. He pretty much used my car as a ramp buggy to go into the water. So, okay, Ignis wins the speed. Okay, here we got brake test. Doesn't matter who's leading. We're just testing its brakes. We have a brigade down here. That's where we're all supposed to be stopping at. And you can see Ignis brakes look pretty solid. Looking at the other brakes from these five, again, this is only the first five. We got some separate tests coming up with the other ones, the two remaining. You see the Astron looks to have pretty good brakes. Orb Smoke over there. Buffalo's brakes look so-so. The worst brakes are on the Lampanati right there with Jake Cut driving. The Jubilee, which looks to be pretty slow, looks to have pretty good brakes. So, here we go, speed test. We're facing off against another car. This is the Deity. You see the speed test. This isn't a contest. I mean, this is a supercar, and the Deity is a sedan. So obviously, the Ignis wins a speed test on that. Okay, brake test. There we go. There's the brigade. We stop, and okay, the Deity. Okay, yeah. So the brakes are so far. This Ignis is looking good, but now comes the real test. Now the Ignis has to face another supercar. Supercar versus supercar. This is kind of like the grand finale here, the title match. Speed test with the sticky bum going off. Looks like we both got a fair start. That was a pretty even start. And the champion, which is the most expensive vehicle in the DLC, pulls away at the beginning, and it hangs in there, kind of like similar to the Buffalo, the muscle car. But no, the Ignis still wins the speed test. Now the brake test makes things even a little more interesting. You see here, and the brakes look to be very similar. I mean, that could just be, maybe Poet didn't quite stop at the right spot, but the brakes look very similar, if not the same. Okay, but with everything said, I was in all these 7 vehicles to test the handling while these other guys were doing stuff, selling stuff, and I was in all these vehicles to test their handling, going around turns, taking sharp turns, hard braking on turns, drifting, so to speak. And by far, there's a couple of vehicles that remain close, but the Ignis is the car to have. This is the one. It is the second most expensive, unfortunately, but the champion, although made it close, the big difference between the champion and the Ignis is the handling. The champion is the most expensive vehicle in the game, but the handling, the mock vet that it is just, yeah, it wasn't quite up to par with the price that it's worth. The Ignis by far is the vehicle you should own if you want speed, handling, brakes, all that stuff. It is worth every penny. Alright guys, so hope you appreciate the video. Check out the links in the description. Talk about the agency buying guide, all that stuff. Testing out weapons, tons of new videos on the way.